Um, all right, mic check, mic check. I rock on with my bad self cause it's a must. It's the lady of rage still kicking up dust. So let me loosen up my bra strap and let me boost you with my raw rap. Cause I'ma break it down to the nitty gritty one time. When it comes to the lyrics, I gets busy with mine. Boom! Classic Lady of Rage, West Coast stand up. Hello America, hello world, hello you. It is your new best friend, Cashmere, California. And this is the Pod is Good podcast, aka the Notorious PIG, episode 57. Pod is good. And all the time, if you know, you know. If you don't, keep listening. You will find out today. We're going to the party. Today, I got one of my DJs in the building. Today, it's time to get behind the turntables a little bit. See the room from the eyes of the DJ. How do you set the mood? How do you read the room? I mean, DJs go from weddings to parties to graduations. I mean, they do everything, and you gotta know how to make every dance floor electric. My guest today is gonna show us exactly how she gets that done. With that being said, let's go. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio, DJ Lala Land. What's up, my girl?
What's going on?
How
I
you
like that
been?
intro.
Thank you. That's what's up. Appreciate it. How you been?
I've been good. I've been really good.
That's good. That's good.
It's been a minute, but
I know, but we got here.
yeah,
Made sure that we finally got a chance to sit down and have this conversation because I'll be honest, looking at 50 years of hip hop and
hmm
knowing where hip hop started, knowing that it wasn't the rapper, it wasn't the break dancer, it wasn't the graffiti artist, it wasn't the beatboxer, it wasn't a producer, it was the DJ
the DJ.
that
Yep,
set it off.
yep.
DJ made this thing spark and made it be what it is. So to have a DJ on this year is, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's crazy.
Yeah. So for those that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, where you come from, a little bit of the goods.
Okay, so I go by DJ Lala Land. I am from Beaumont, California originally. My career as a DJ has taken off in the Los Angeles area. I started DJing back in January of 2011. So this January coming up will be 13 years I've been DJing.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Um, I started my career going to Scratch DJ Academy. So that's Jam Master Jay's school that he started in New York.
Yeah, that was in West LA, right?
Yeah, I attended the one in
Yeah.
West LA. And that's where my love for the record came from. Attending an open house, touching the record, scratching for the first time, like I don't know, just having that control kind of did something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started taking the classes, and from classes, ended up making a career out of it.
Official.
Yeah.
I love it. I remember the DJ, the Scratch Academy. I thought that was just such the
Mhm.
coolest place. They had all the DJ set up. So now you started there. So you said around 2011.
Yeah.
So were they using? But you noted records. So they were using records, not the CDJs.
No, I didn't even have a computer yet. So
Uh,
Serato, I think, was becoming the new thing where DJs were converting to using laptops and creating their crates there rather than physically having to carry their crates of records.
okay.
So Scratch teaches you the original way, which is vinyl records. So you learn how to set up the mixer, the two turntables, um, and how to blend music, how to count, the 8 bars, the intros, if it's an 8 bar intro, 2 bar intro. Um, it was legit like a school that
Yeah,
just broke down everything for you. So yeah, I learned the original way.
I love it. So that means you have a beloved vinyl collection that takes up a certain amount of space, either in your home or in a storage facility somewhere.
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 Yeah,
I
and
never.
then too, there's not that many record stores anymore, but Scratch was originally a record store,
Mm.
and so yeah, being able to collect from there was nice.
Yeah, there's not a lot. The last one I remember was Amoeba. I don't know if that's still in Hollywood.
I think it's still there.
And
There might be a few like here and there that you just run across, but
yeah,
it's not really a designated place you can go and get your records anymore. So it's a
you
little
know,
unfortunate.
I never thought about this, but the record, because there's a whole art form built around it, which we
Hmm.
can credit that back to the cool hercs and whatnot.
Hmm.
Because there's a whole art form around it, it outlasted the cassette tape,
Yeah,
the 8 track, the you know
yeah.
what I'm saying, like all these other forms of music.
DVDs. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of phased out.
Hmm.
All of them, records are the only ones that
Still
still have
printed.
some kind of home.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
never, I never thought about that.
And then, yeah, I mean, they even started making them again, but now they sell them for CD prices or even more. It's like, well, dang. So there is a profit from it that people figured out. So they
Yeah,
outlasted.
it's interesting how certain items that are kind of past their time, some are just old, like no one looks at them as worth anything, and
Right.
some of them have nostalgia.
Hmm.
I mean, some of them speak to people a certain way. It's almost like I mean, in so many words, it sounds like the records, just like old cars, have appreciated.
Yes.
The vinyl's worth a little more nowadays.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I haven't seen like you see a lot of analog to USB, players
Mhm.
that turn to digital. Have you used any of those yet?
Um, Not so much that. I think the biggest transition for me because I used vinyl records and I used turntables when I was gigging a lot mobily.
Yeah,
And so transitioning to the CDJs or even like the controllers, that's a
right.
little I don't like it. I
Yeah,
don't like it. I don't it doesn't give me the same feel. It
takes it
literally
away.
feels like I'm using technology.
Right,
And
right, right.
that's not where my love for it came from. It
Yeah,
literally came from controlling and touching and the way the record felt when you moved it, back and forth, and it's just looser on the CDJs or the CD or the controllers. So it doesn't give me that DJ feel, I'll say, because of where I learned.
yeah, that makes sense. You learn like the purest way.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I love it. I think
right.
it shows more like talent
Mm,
and because
yeah,
you have to use your ear
true.
and there was nothing to look at, and that's how I learned.
Yeah,
Now we get comfortable looking at the computer because you can match the beats like just by looking if they're a little off or not if you're trying to blend.
right.
But um that's where I perfected my blending was using the records and listening like one ear headphone on and you're training one ear and that's the ear you always use to
Nice,
listen because it strengthens.
nice.
And yeah, that's what I feel I'm known for was known for is my blending.
That makes sense because that's what technology always takes a little bit off of us, right?
Yeah.
It's like it tries to, in assisting us, it takes a little bit of the work from you. But that makes sense for a DJ that fell in love with it because of that textile, touching, feeling, knowing, and all that, and that giving her that groove and feel. You take that away, and it's like, okay, well now I'm just kind of press and play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what it felt like in the
Wow.
beginning. And then, the school also trained you for situations where you have to use equipment that you're not used to. And like, how do you go from there? So I learned a lot of skills from scratch that could have put me in bad positions when I
Yeah.
was doing something unexpected. Um, but I'd rather touch a record any
Yeah.
day.
That's dope. Is Scratch Academy still there?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
love it.
Still doing it. Still
I
have all
love
the
it.
setups. Still, making people be timed on putting together the equipment by changing all of the wiring because
Oh,
that happens at
dope.
clubs and they don't help you sometimes.
I didn't know
So
they did that. That's dope.
no, they really trained
I
you
love that.
and how you do all your mistakes there so that when you were out, if you were going to take this to another level, you're prepared.
That's
So,
that means the curriculum was built by a DJ.
yes, exactly.
Like you know that for a fact because no one goes that in depth and talking about the wiring and timing you and because that
Mhm.
happens. I mean, like it could be just an issue of being late. It could have been an accident on the freeway. Now you late to the party. The event starts in X amount of time. You need to get set up. Like
Yep, yep.
the fact that
That's
you had
exactly.
that kind of training, that's I love it. You said you were known for your blending. And
Yeah.
I've spoken to DJs when hiring them and maybe asking them to do certain things and realizing that not every DJ, is built the same. Some
Hmm.
people consider themselves more just like a blend vibe, keep the the energy going the right direction. Some people can cut, some people scratch. What at what point do your skills stop? Are you all in? Can you cut with the best of them? You mixing and scratching the next record in, or is yours more of a vibe and keeping it grooving?
Mine has mainly always been a vibe and keeping it moving or grooving, we'll say.
Yeah.
Um, with the scratching, I never like really practiced enough. I know the technique, but if you're not on point with it, you shouldn't do it. It messes up the vibe, and I'm very well aware of that. So I'm not about to start practicing when I'm like out there.
Yeah,
It
that
needs
makes
to be
sense.
perfected, and that was just something that wasn't too important to me.
Right,
It
right.
was when I wanted to do like battles and stuff,
Hmm.
which is still something I would like to do. And lately, I've been thinking about joining the Beat Junkies
Mm.
school
Yeah,
to learn because I know that's what they focus on, and that would be my challenge. And
yeah.
it would be Mr. Chalk, who was my teacher when I was at Scratch too.
That's
So
dope. That's
uh,
dope.
that's actually been something I wanted to do at the beginning of the year, like look into and see when it starts again. So
So you want to get into some
soon
DJ
I'll
battles?
be scratching and cutting and all that stuff. But blending was always like my main focus because when we would have to do our homework, which would be like making song sets, I
Mhm.
always wanted it to be a vibe and like go into and the songs kind of without me realizing it tell a story when I play sometimes. And so that was always my focus with the blending.
All right, so I want to hear about your biggest event that you ever DJ. But first, I want to start with your first event that you DJ. When you go through Scratch Academy, you got these skills, you feel confident. Someone finally hits you up and says, "Yo, we need a DJ." And you show up, lock it all in, and get ready. I want to hear about that event and how you felt.
Okay. So yeah, the first event by myself was New Year's Eve 2012 going into 2013.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
was a house party, but there's people in the industry. I just don't know exactly what they did for a living. But there was a few celebrities in there, and I brought all my equipment, so I set up everything, and had a 4 hour set by myself, and it was a little nerve wracking, a little bit. Um, but I knew what their style was, which they wanted 90s New Jack Swing, um, maybe a little bit of 80s, and that's up my alley completely. So when I saw the like everybody dancing and having a good time, that was all the motivation I needed, and it felt like an outer body experience.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because I never knew that something like this could exist, or like for me that I would be in a position of playing music for people and getting paid to do it,
Right.
um, and being able to tap into what they're feeling and continue to do that when it's music that I also love and it's nostalgic for me, and a full circle moment too because of how I actually did get into the DJing in the first place.
Yeah.
So that was a great feeling. That was the beginning of
Wow.
me solidifying like, oh, I could really do this. A whole
Okay.
gig by myself. So
So did you feel in the moment? Like did you feel like you could appreciate the weight of that moment and how it made you feel, or was it just kind of going so fast that it took until you finally packed everything up to go, "Whew, I did it."
Yeah, it's not in the moment at all.
Yeah.
You're just going with emotions. It's probably not even after I pack up and get in the car. It's
Mm.
literally probably after I took a shower and sat down and was about to turn on the TV, and then I'm like, "Oh my god, that really just happened." Like, okay. And that happens a lot to me. Like, it's it's just like, okay, next,
Yeah.
next, and then when I sit and I really think about it, it's like I just want to scream and go crazy, like, oh my god, like that really happened. But some people always say like you're just always too cool, and
Mm.
I think it's just the calmness I try to keep myself. It's just my humbling.
Mm.
I'm over humbling myself, but
Yeah.
no, it's definitely like it's exciting, and I still feel like that even after all these years when I get any kind of gig, because it's always something different.
Hmm.
But the experiences just aren't the same, and so it brings me a lot of gratitude that I'm even able to still do it, even
Yeah.
with all the breaks I've taken or
Yeah.
stepping back a little bit. Like I still get those butterflies and excitement. Like, okay, I'm about to do this gig,
That's
so
awesome.
it didn't go away.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so that was your first gig. What kind of gig was it? Was it like a
This was a house party
house party? Okay.
in like I don't know if it was a Bel Air. I think it was Bel Air,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Bel Air with the New Jack Swing. I like it. I like it.
right.
I like it. All right, so there's a potential future DJ that's watching you right now and hearing about your first event, but they haven't gotten their first one yet. We
Mhm.
would love to hear how you got that first gig. How does a household or a party in Bel Air reach out and find DJ Lala Land for her first gig?
So from attending Scratch, um, I met DJ Behan, who goes by Brian Henry now, and I started supporting him at his residency. I didn't know at first that he was actually pursuing it as a career already and going to Scratch, to get basic skills or just learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we connected from there, and then he actually had me guest DJ at his residency. So that was technically my first gig, but by
Yeah.
myself, the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
fast forward, he referred me to these people that hired me. So
Nice.
building that relationship
Yeah.
and support. The advice I always give DJs is if you want to do a gig, start coming to it to support it, not just to meet the DJ
Mm.
and ask them, can I get on? Can I be a guest?
Yeah.
Like build a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Show the support.
Invest. Yeah.
Invite them to something you might have going on. And if you don't yet, show them why they should even pour into you.
Yeah.
Like you can't always just ask.
True.
And so that's my motto, and almost how I've made all of my relationships with the DJs I know is by connecting maybe on social media, then supporting them,
Yeah.
and just chatting here and there on social media. It's not about, oh, I want to get on. Like, of
Yeah.
course, everybody wants, when you see a popping gig, like everybody wants to get on it.
Of course. Of course.
But sometimes it's not for everybody. And then two, support it first. If you've never been to it, but you want to get on it,
Right. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
show why it's just for a name.
Yeah.
And that's not what I go by.
Yeah. No, that's really good. That's a great lesson in life. Period.
Hmm.
Like seek to give before you try to take. And
Right.
most people start with taking. Most people
Hmm.
start with, "Hey, what you got? Can I get on? Can I do it? Can you hit
Exactly.
me up? Can I? Where can I get the bag?" It's like
Yeah.
you ain't even helping them get a bag. You ain't even telling your few friends to go follow they channel or show up to the event. Like, give first.
Hmm.
Give first.
So yeah, that's always been the biggest thing. So even when I've brought friends around, um, who I may have taught how to DJ here and there,
Mhm.
that's my advice to them. Like, don't show up. asking for things like be genuine,
Yeah.
because all those that I've connected with are genuine people, and I don't want to bring in none of that negative or user type energy.
Yeah.
And so some of them took the advice and it's worked for them, where they've told me like, man, ever since you told me about like supporting, do this, do that, like I've met X, Y, and Z. And you
Mm.
start to meet like genuine people that way. Otherwise, the ones who aren't genuine are usually the takers, or
Yeah.
just want to not put in the work and
That's
just
true.
put the name on it.
Yeah. That's
So
true. That's true. So that's great advice. So to everyone listening, build relationships.
build relationships.
Give first. Go support the industry or the culture or the person that
Hmm.
you are trying to be involved with. Go support them first. Go show them some love. Go help them build their thing, and then when they do bring you on, that thing is like even bigger, possibly.
Yep,
Which
exactly.
is
And it
yeah,
happens. It
yeah,
happens.
yeah, definitely. That's one thing I love about hip hop. Like hip hop as a culture is one of the most like inviting cultures.
Yes, it is.
I mean, like, when you genuine in hip hop, people want you to do well. They want to bring you on as a DJ. They want to know, oh, you do that? Okay, I got somebody. Like, they
Mhm.
want to put the pieces together. You don't see that, like, let's say in, I don't know, photography or in catering, like, other industries. They, not saying that people aren't inviting, but like as a whole,
Mhm.
everywhere that I've moved with hip hop, it's always kind of been they're almost seeking to love and invite you. Like you got to show
Yeah.
them a reason to not want to deal with you before you got to show them a reason to want to sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
That's
true.
dope. That's dope. Go ahead, hip hop. Shout out to you. All right. All right. So that's your first event. Now I want to hear about your biggest event. The time that you stood behind the tables in front of the biggest crowd, whether it's with someone else or not, but the biggest crowd you ever DJ'd in front of.
Ooh, that
That's
could this might be two, but maybe Dodgers when I DJ at the Dodger Stadium.
nice.
But I've also DJed with Little Mo a few times for a couple concerts when she was in California. But Dodgers might have been a little more.
More people.
Um, so that was my biggest one. It was for a Teacher Appreciation Day,
Oh wow.
and
At the
yeah,
Dodger Stadium?
yeah, and so it was during like right before the game, so I'm in the front, and they can hear me throughout the whole stadium.
Yeah.
They're also passing through and all that stuff. So that was maybe almost 2 years ago.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was probably my biggest one of knowing the number that was there. So
You bring up an interesting question just because of how big that is, which goes to show your modesty. I DJ'd at Dodger Stadium once, like that's crazy.
I told you I was
Congratulations,
overly humble.
so overly humble. So congrats to that. First off, that's
Thank
big. Um, but it made me think of a pastor
you. Hmm.
that preaches in front of a congregation of 50 or
Hmm.
30 in a small church, as opposed to when his church grows and now he's preaching in front of, thousands
Hmm.
in a mega church. Do do you feel what I might assume that pastor feels, that there is a disconnect now between you and the people, because instead of before you able to kind of see them and connect and see their eyes and feel the energy, whereas now there's people that you just literally can't see. It's so big that you can't really connect with people in the same way. Did you feel a detachment being in a crowd that big?
No, because of the setting. Now,
Mm.
if it was a club, so say I'm in a small club starting off with 50, so there's a little space, so you ain't got nothing but time and space to dance or drink. And
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can see what they're doing, so you see what they're dancing to, opposed to a bigger venue like a theater. That's where you could feel disconnected, or I would feel disconnected, because it's so many people on the dance floor. But like if you don't see everybody dancing in sync with
Mm,
the same music, that's where it's like, well, dang, I don't know where to go.
got
With
you.
this particular event, I already know that it needs to be a mixed vibe, but there also needs certain genres that should not be played.
Yeah.
And being able to see everybody that's walking through and all the ages, that actually helped me with the
Mm,
vibe that I went and what music to play at certain times when I saw like what was like what crowd or age group was coming near me.
yeah.
Um, that it made it actually a little bit more fun, even though I was nervous, so nervous because you're
Imagine.
just right there in the center. Um, but yeah, I feel like that type of setting helped me be able to actually dig in my crates for songs that I don't play all the time or never play. It's a different opportunity.
Nice. And so when you say in the front, are you like at home base? Are you on the field? Are you like where are you
Um,
exactly?
I'm in front of, I'm right under where it says Blue Heaven,
Mm,
right when you're walking in.
when you're coming out, yeah, yeah.
And right behind me, you could see the field. So I'm not
Gotcha.
inside. I'm on the outside where everybody's walking through,
Yeah,
staying in that small area, going to get their snacks.
yeah.
Um, and so I'm seeing every fan come through
Yeah.
the through those doors. So it's like, oh my
Gotcha.
goodness. And so that's, just keep the music, but they can hear it throughout the whole stadium when I'm playing.
That makes sense. And let me guess, that opportunity also came somehow through your network.
Yes. Real
Boom.
estate down.
Boom. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the first event, which was just a house party, all the way to Dodger Stadium, all
Mhm.
derived from building a genuine network of people that you supported and supported you back.
Who are now family and, you know,
Yeah,
friends, family. Yeah,
yeah,
it's super genuine.
yeah. I love that. All
Yeah.
right. So last, well, maybe not last. Next event, next party in question. I got to know about the one that went wrong. I want to know about a time that you felt like I fell on my face tonight. I tried and tried, and for whatever reason, I just could not get it going. Or has that even happened to you?
No, it happened in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, because I was, to be honest, I was getting gigs that were just, they were so up there that I was like, I'm not ready for these. Like, I was
Mm,
too shy and nervous
yeah.
um, when it came to DJing. So, like,
Hmm.
realizing that DJs are performers that we stand and watch, which I should have realized that because I used to do it. I used to stand and watch like some of the DJs from scratch before. Um, I will freeze up. So I got an opportunity to do USC. Yeah, USC's pep rally
Hmm.
and or no, UCLA. And it did not go right. Like the girl who was putting it on, she had this whole like vision, like it's gonna be like you're Beyonce and you're gonna be on the mic, and I was like, I don't talk on the microphone, and
You like you mean play
DJ
Beyonce,
Behan,
right? Like I'm gonna play Beyonce.
no, like DJ Behan was with me because I was like, will you come with me to like see what's going on? And he was all excited because he wanted me to talk on the mic all the time, and I
Mm,
wouldn't. And so gives the whole spill, shows me how the everything's gonna go. And then the day comes and nothing went right. The script was wrong. What they were telling me to say, I was choking with what I was saying. It was just chaos. She's panicking. The band is coming out. I'm trying to announce them. I'm repeating what I'm saying. I was like, so let's welcome the band. Like I don't even know what to call them. And it's just a bunch of people just sitting in sitting in the audience, and I'm just like, oh, please be over. And that pep rally didn't even last like 10 minutes because whatever in the back was going on, it
mm,
was going wrong too. So like nothing was right. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, get me off this stage right now. Like literally, they built a stage.
mm.
It was horrible. And I was like, I'm never talking on the mic again. I'm never
You're like, see, be hen, see, is that what you
because
wanted?
because I don't know what to say. Like and I don't just talk to talk. in general. So
Yeah.
like when people tell me to talk on the mic, I'm like, well, what do you want me to say? Not the type. Can I cuss on you?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I'm not the type to be like, where my bitches at? Where's it? Like that's not my
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
And so I just have to learn, I guess, what my lingo, my DJ
Right.
Lala Land lingo would be
Right.
to
Right.
feel comfortable to even just be talking all the time. Because some DJs take it overboard. I'm gonna be honest, like, or I'm like, can you guys stop talking? Even people that aren't DJs will say it, like, I hate when DJs talk over the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It can get a little out of control.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I know it's necessary in some events where you want to hype up the crowd.
Right.
But honestly, like majority of my career, I've never been on the mic.
Hmm.
But my song selection
Yeah.
is how I control the crowd, and
Yeah.
I've learned that that's my niche.
Yeah.
Um,
You speak through the music.
I speak through the music, through the energy of the music, so that's helped me. But it is important to talk on the microphone and to at least be comfortable in case there are those moments and types of gigs, unless you have an MC that you hire. And
Right.
then that makes it a little better, especially if you have chemistry and you guys like know each other's style. That's always what I prefer is an MC.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Okay. I like it. All right. I know I told you about it. And
Oh.
right now we're getting into it. Time to introduce a new game just for DJ La La Land. This is for any DJ or artist that or producer that makes it to this show. We will now be playing this uh, quiz, if you will. Finish the bar. All right, we're gonna start easy. We're gonna start easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up some lyrics on the screen.
Okay.
Right. I'll rap the beginning. I just need you to finish it out. It might be a line or two. Just finish what you know. You know what I'm saying? These are all very popular songs. I can't say, yeah, yeah, they're all popular songs. The songs that you should know, you've heard before. The question is, do you remember the lyrics? I think I'm gonna get her, y'all. I think I'm gonna get her.
I
All right,
think you are too. I'm not even
first
gonna lie.
one. First one. Here we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world. Believe me.
Oh my god. I know that this is Method Man.
Okay, you got the artist. Good
Method.
job.
Huh.
Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world. Believe me.
Ah, you got me. What I want to say doesn't make sense with this.
Nothing make a man feel
Oh,
better
I'm
than
gonna
a
say
woman.
Method.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Got me on one. I
Hey,
knew the song though.
you
I knew
knew
the
the
song.
song. I give you some points for getting the artist. That was Method Man. You got that. All
Yes.
right. Next one. This one
Oh.
might be a little tougher. This is Lil Kim.
Oh.
Lil Kim.
Okay.
Here we go. I know you played this before. I know you played this before. I've been gone for a minute now. I'm back at the jump off. Goons in the club, case something jump off. And back up for the hive, let the pump off. In the graveyard is where you get dumped off.
All we want to do is party and ride in the car with the model.
Hey,
Bobby dressed in Bacardi, try to leave in somebody's Ferrari.
there it is. There it is. Point. A point for DJ La La Land. All right, last one. Last one. You get this, you pass. 2 out of 3. You win. You
All
pass.
right.
You don't, you fail. You know,
Okay.
being honest.
DJ points taken away.
All right. I'm saying my chick bad, my chick hood, my chick do stuff that your chick wish she could. My chick bad, badder than yours. My chick do stuff that I can't even put in words. Her swagger don't stop, her body won't quit. So food pipe down, you ain't talking about.
My chick bad, she full grown. Wait, I don't know.
Oh,
Hold on. Oh no, I sang the
she
wrong
think
part. Ah, and I sing this song
we
all the
got
time.
her.
You got me.
I got you. Hold on, let me try to remember what it was. My body won't stop. My body won't quit. Food pipe down. Oh yeah, my chick bad. Tell me, have you seen her?
Seen the
Always bring the bracket. Like
like Venus and Serena.
I
Yeah,
think that's it.
yeah.
Either that, or it's about the all white jeans body looking like milk. One of those. One of
It's
those.
one of
I would
them.
have
You
accepted
got
either one. I would have accepted either one. But
me. You
good
got
job
me.
though. Good job.
I
You're a good
tried.
sport,
I tried.
especially for someone who's saying um, she don't really like talking on the mic. I get it. And I've been there with DJs before where it's like the DJ, y'all feel the song, y'all know them the BPMs, you know the groove, you know the energy level of the song, and so you'll know how to kind of dip from one to other and how this song supports that, and then this one has a singer and it kind of sways the way that one swayed, and y'all kind of have that, but
Hmm.
you may not be listening to every single thing that they're saying. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at all. As a DJ, I don't listen to music the same anymore.
Mm,
Sometimes I can't even listen to a whole song because as DJs, we don't always play the whole song. So I'm
wow.
listening in that aspect. Even when I'm in the car, half the time I'm like, okay, all right, that's enough. It's been I can tell when a song's played past 2 minutes.
Oh
Like
wow.
it's weird. And
It's
then some songs, yeah, and some songs I want to last a little longer, but if it's a song that, it's a vibe, but it's
yeah.
getting a little too much, I switch it.
Hmm.
So half the time I like a song and then it'll be that one moment where I'm actually listening to the lyrics and I'm like, oh shoot, like that's what they said. Well, let me learn these lyrics. But other than that, no, we're just playing for the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. What was before you became a DJ, was there another music profession that you saw yourself being in, or was DJing your first true like music love as far
Not
as
at
a
all.
profession?
No. Dance. So,
Dance.
dance. I was on the dance team in high school,
Hmm.
and then I became, I guess you could say, the captain my senior year when we finally, because it started off as a club in school. It wasn't a sport. And
Gotcha.
then I think my junior year we did petitions.
Hmm.
Families went to the district, and then it became a sport my senior year. After my senior year, I coached for 2 years. Um, So dance was what I originally could see myself doing, like backup dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, that that was my first love, and that came from being little. I've always danced, but routines was taught by my older cousins on my dad's side. So when we're at our grandma's house, and all the grandkids are there, and almost all of us are girls.
Yeah.
My cousins were like 6 and 7 years older
Yeah.
than us because most of us were born in the same year. Take us outside, put on music,
There
and
it
so my
is.
first my first routine was to Raven Simone's "That's What Little Girls Are Made Of,"
Hey.
and
You choreographed it?
no, my cousins did the ones
Oh
that were
yeah.
because I was little. We were like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were little. Went by the little cuties. That was our name, our group name.
The
And mind
little
you, there's
cuties.
60 plus of us in this group that they're teaching how to dance. So
I love it.
that's
I
where
love
my love
little
for
cuties.
choreography. Well, them teaching me, but honestly, choreography in living color, watching the Fly Girls.
Mm.
I was little,
Yeah.
years old. That's why I didn't watch cartoons. I watched in living color.
You want- All right, right off top. Favorite in living color character.
um, Damon Wayans.
Which one?
Hated it. Yeah.
I knew it. I give that
Well,
one.
actually, homie, don't play that. Sorry.
You said
Homie
what?
the clown. Homie the clown.
Homie the
Homie
Clown.
the clown.
Classics.
Yeah.
Classics. Do you ever? Sometimes I look at Damon's son, who's now, as you know, an
Looks just
actor.
like him.
Spot on.
Sounds like him.
Spot on. Like I don't think he's as funny
No,
as
no,
Damon,
no.
but
It's there. It's
it's there.
just a little bit more forced comedy
Yeah.
appearing, but I think that's just the style in this generation
Mm,
of what it is.
yeah.
Um, but no, that family's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wonder, like, especially with comedy changing and having a lot more rules and things nowadays, does that
Yeah.
also affect somebody like him? Because, you probably couldn't do, what was that called? Guys on Films.
Hmm.
That was that little.
Guys on film, yeah.
Yeah. You probably couldn't do Guys on Films nowadays. Like it.
We couldn't do almost all of their skits nowadays. But everything that they talked about
Yeah.
is what ended up happening. Like I didn't
Right.
realize being so little that um their characters Damon and Keenan when they were like the bootleggers,
Yeah. Yeah.
like bootlegging. You didn't realize that, but then when DVDs started coming out,
Yeah. It was.
and then I go back and watch it, I'm like, oh my god, they were talking about that back then.
They
The
was
guys
on.
on film too, like all of it
Yeah.
plays a huge part, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think I was just talking about this um, a little bit of the time ago in another episode that like what other show like created or at least started the careers of so many like A-list comedians,
Yeah.
like top shelf up here, like the
Hmm.
upper echelon. Almost all of them came out of
In Living Color.
In Living Color.
Hmm.
Like that's shout out to Keenan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keenan. He had a
and
vision.
and not just one ethnicity,
Right.
multiple from the Fly Girls too,
Yep.
like
Yep. From J Lo to
the
Jim Carrey.
Carrie Ann, who's a judge of Dancing with the Stars. She was
Yep.
a Fly Girl.
Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
Tommy
So
Davidson. I mean, like, that's crazy.
yeah.
That doesn't happen. Martin. Martin was an incredible show.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the great characters were Martin. However,
Exactly.
it's like when you look at Cole's career didn't like
Yeah.
skyrocket after Martin. Even Tommy, R.I.P. His career didn't skyrocket. You know what I mean? Like they
Mhm.
were great. They were amazing characters for that show. But I mean, look at Jim Carrey's film career. I'm just like,
Yeah. Jim Carrey that's amazing to look back on. Especially when you see like people that don't know his background
yeah,
and they
oh
see
yeah,
where
yeah.
he started. Oh,
If
it's
you
amazing.
only knew.
Yep. You
Yeah,
can't take that away.
right, right. No, that's a fact. So what's next for DJ Lala Land? We've kind of talked about the past. Looking forward, what you got going on besides learning to scratch? And next thing you know,
Yeah.
battles.
Entering the battles. Yeah. Um, right now, well, these past weeks, I've been getting on the radio. So
Hmm.
tomorrow, Friday, I'll be on Shade 45 at
What?
night. Yeah, so
You see how
I have
she said
a
that?
55
You
a
see how you said
55-minute mix. I'm going on Shade 45
hold on, hold
tomorrow
on.
night.
Let me give you some. There you go. That's what's up. That is what's up.
Uh,
Shade 4-5.
yeah,
Five in the
cuz I'm a core DJ. And so shout out to the core DJs and
core DJs. Let's
ladies of
go.
the core. Uh,
Yeah.
that's my girls. But yeah, just
And for those
looking
that don't know, sorry, real quick, shout out,
forward.
tell everybody who the core DJs are.
Well, there's a lot of us, but shout out to Tony Neal, CEO
There you
of the
go.
core DJs. Yeah, there's so many of us, but
More, sorry, I didn't mean tell them everybody in it. I meant more like let them know what that organization is about because we talked about Scratch Academy and kind of
oh
where
yeah,
it
yeah,
came from, and I want to make sure we give them their proper highlight as well.
yeah. So Tony Neal, he's hot in the game, and so he's brought on a plethora of us DJs around the US,
Nice.
and we're known for breaking records. Core DJs have broken a lot of people like Diddy. We did a interview with him not too long ago. Um, even who did we have on there? We had so many different people. Um, I can't even think of them, but a lot of new artists, we share files. We make sure, that everyone's supported. If there's a gig in a city, anyone lives in that another DJ gets picked to do, we pass it on.
Dope.
But yeah, they've been around for a long time. I became a core DJ in 2017.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
it's been good.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, So being a core DJ, you got that moving forward. You got potentially battling. What's something that's kind of like that has come up over the years to be on like your DJ bucket list? Like one of those things that's kind of like way out there that you're like, man, but if I could get to that one day, whether it's a artist or an event or a accolade, like is there something that is out in the distance for DJ Lala Land?
I wanted to have a residency in Vegas.
Ah,
That's been a goal for a long time.
okay.
Um, so I could see that happening, but I know just getting back in full blown, because like I said, I've taken breaks here and there, and to get on the radio, these are my first waves back in, at least in the last quarter of the year, and so um, I at the moment getting a residency in LA would be the first, and then moving forward to Vegas. So I
Vegas is
would like to do that. Say that again.
said Vegas is like the ultimate.
The ultimate, yeah. But as far as artists, I've I've always wanted to DJ for Beyonce. So that was there. I wanted to do it like be her DJ, like touring wise, but even to just do an event for her
Yeah.
birthday or something, that's been on my bucket list since I became a DJ.
Wow.
Hmm.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there. Keep putting that energy out there. You'll get
Yeah.
there. That's
So
awesome. How many
I
people?
actually forgot that that was on my bucket list. Thank you for reminding me. Now
Ah,
it's speaking it back into existence.
that's right. That's right. So because with that, you got to put that out. You got to actually tell
Right.
other people. People need to know and hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah,
right.
DJ Lala. Oh yeah, Beyonce. Yeah, Lala. Boom. Next thing you know, you back on the show like Cash. I did it.
I'm gonna know all the lyrics to every song you put up too. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna go through 50 years of hip hop real quick.
Right. And so I'm glad you said that. I kind of wanted to start in the direction of like what your love is as far as like artists. What music do you listen to? What music inspired you even in the beginning? Like maybe some of your go-to albums when you first started DJing. Like what spoke to you?
Um, I had an old soul when I was little, so I loved R&B when I was young, like a little girl. So like John B, Joe, even Guy,
Yeah.
um, New Edition, Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, um, Maya, Tony Braxton. Like I had a super old soul, and then as I got a little bit older, I listened to like the NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, even Pink. Like I really liked Pink growing up. She's really talented, and she was a whole different genre back then that when she started, but uh, it's like night and day. But I really liked 90s, late 80s because of my parents. You
Mhm.
know, they had me a little young, so that was their music. But I also love like Gloria Estefan, Tito Puente, Sheila E,
Okay.
Prince, uh, Michael Jackson was my favorite when I was little.
Nice.
I loved Michael Jackson when I was super little. And that just comes from the mixture too. I'm biracial, so I'm black and Mexican. So when I say like Gloria Estefan, that's my grandma all day. Tito Puente is my grandpa. He was in a salsa band, and so there's a lot of different music that I was able to get into, and then even rock and um, like the 311 and all them. That comes from my uncle who was a DJ in my family first. So like I just there's all types of different
Yeah. Yeah.
that comes. But what I listen to, I still listen to the '90s like I was there, like I was a teenager when it came out. Um, but I find myself lately listening to Lotto.
Hmm.
Started like some of her stuff, like more so where I can actually listen to it and it's not just, oh, it's a vibe. Like when I hear it, I can dance to it. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'll play it. And that's not often with new artists at all for me because I really only just stick to even 2000s because that was my school days.
yeah. Of course.
So, but I'm starting to like, I like upbeat. So I like the 96 and upbeat music. So if any of Lotto's songs um, I like J Rock and Kendrick.
Okay.
Listen to them. Um, some like not necessarily Moneybag Yo, but in that area,
Yes.
some of that music here and there, but majority I'm an old soul. I like the
Yeah.
old school.
And so I'm glad you said Lotto. I'm probably going to end with this because I would love to get your perspective, especially from a DJ's ear, because I have a rapper's ear. So I'm always specifically listening to, well, what are you saying?
Hmm.
What did you put together? What did you piece up? How did you put those bars together? Like that's where my
Hmm.
mind goes. So oftentimes my opinion of any area of music, especially in rap, really comes down to the songwriting, right?
Right.
Whereas, you talked about, the BPMs, you talked about the groove, you talked about how it makes you feel.
Hmm.
So for you, but you also said you're an old soul, so I know that you might have listened to, not might have, that you've listened to the Lauryn Hills of the world rap. You've listened to, Foxy Brown. You've listened to,
I didn't even name them, but yes, all of them. I think and Little Kim, but I really love Foxy Brown.
yeah, yeah. I could tell. You say you're old soul. I'm like, you gotta love Foxy in there.
I love
So,
yes.
so in the state of female rap, which I'm gonna get you back on here because I wanted a few girls on here to really like discuss this because I have my point of view as a male, but I want to hear a female's perspective. The current state of female rap, like how do you feel about it? What do you like? What do you dislike? Especially in comparison to what you grew up on and what actually spoke to you early on.
Okay, so I feel um there's no individuality in it. Um, it seems like every rapper, the girls have to have their teeth done, have to have the long weaves, the nails done, the little outfits. And
Yeah.
that wasn't, I mean, that was a style like Foxy and Lil Kim, very sexy,
Right.
but that wasn't the requirement back then to be a female rapper. That was just the personas that was part of their brand of who they were going to be. The
Right.
Brat didn't do that. There was
Correct.
a time in 2000 she started trying. They probably made her get more like be more sexy,
Yeah.
but like she didn't come out like that. She came out who she was.
Yeah. Looking like crisscross.
TLC, same thing. Like girls, and I say TLC because they're still females that didn't have to be sexy even if they were singing.
Right.
And so, or Lady of Rage, like that wasn't what I feel was a requirement, and it seems like it is now.
Yeah.
And with some of them that do have that look, and the stuff they sing or they rap about doesn't doesn't match sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like there's no authenticity
Yeah. Hmm.
in the new rap. With not with, I won't say with all of them, but with the majority of them, because I know Lotto, she been doing this since she was a kid, and
Right.
so like, and when she raps, like she might have somebody writing for her, but it doesn't feel forced when
Mm.
I hear her, opposed to other artists that I think just have a lot of, I hate using the word clout, but clout due to certain things or who they're attached to or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are offbeat when they rap, and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I
That's a
can't stand
good see a DJ's ear. That's a good point
it.
because
So yeah,
it
I won't play. I don't care how hot it is. Like the song, I sometimes I can't play it because I'm listening to it and it's like this is not. She's off beat. I can't play it. But that's how they put it out. So I
yeah.
guess they're all right with it.
Right. Yeah. So the authenticity is a bit lost.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it just become a thing to do, but same thing with DJing. Like
Right.
it's a thing to do to get out there to be in front of people and people some people just do things for the wrong reasons.
This is true. This is true. And then, it's also tough because, I'm listening to you talk about how back in the day everybody had their own identity, which is very true. Very true. You listen to Queen Latifah, Little Kim, even though these aren't the same exact eras, but Queen Latifah, Little Kim, DeBrat, Sugar T, Lady of Rage, like you stand them on stage together and they all have their own thing. They're
MC
not,
Light. Hmm.
yeah, light, even, like you brought up TLC, Left Eye, she had her own thing.
Yeah.
And even if it might have been sexy, right? It was still your version of it.
Hmm.
Still looked like it represented you. It wasn't kind of like this cookie cutter style that was almost like given to you. However,
She didn't have the same body.
right, that part. However, these girls are also making more money than any artist, any female artist has ever. And so, how do you view that as far as like, are they doing the right thing and playing the game, playing this role, making all this money, doing shows, like living out their dreams, or if they may have been a little more authentic, but the labels are looking for the cookie cutter and then they don't make it. What is your opinion on that?
The making more money probably is because um we've learned how the music industry like messed up a lot of people's money back in the day. And so I think maybe deals are a little bit better for them now that they actually, yes, they're making the money. But two, there's more opportunity for outside sources. So some of them have podcasts,
Yeah,
deals with big companies and commercials or whatever the case may be.
that's true.
Um, they might be getting money in other ways too. What they sing about, who knows? But I think it's just different times because the other artists from back in the day would have had way more money too if they knew what contracts they were signing or if they were able to keep, their rights to
Yeah,
certain things. And so I think it's just different because it seems like back then artists were making more money. Like from Drink Champs and the stories I've heard and how much they were dropping on budgets and stuff.
yeah,
It's like, well, $1 million was your budget just for the outside stuff.
right.
So they were making money back
Yeah, they're
then.
making money.
It's just, I think with women in particular, they didn't know what their contracts were, or they made deals that they probably wouldn't make today. And that kind of is the difference between the two different generations, I'll say.
Yeah. All right, y'all heard it. It's from DJ Lala Land that you can still be authentic. You don't have to go try to be Lotto or be Cardi or be Nicki. You can do you and still get to where you need to go because it's not so much about them taking on this cookie cutter persona and trying to look like and be like everybody else. A lot of it is more of how the business is being handled, the new awakening of how to deal with things, and the other opportunities that are afforded to artists like online and brand deals and things of that nature. So you can still do it. So don't feel like you have to be them. Be you, right?
Be you.
Be you. Well, DJ Lady Lala. Oh, I keep saying that. I keep wanting to say DJ Lady Lala.
DJ Lala Land.
DJ Lady Lala. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know anybody named
Maybe
DJ.
that's a lady of rage.
Maybe. Shout out to Rage. DJ Lala Land, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Of course, anytime. I know it's been a minute, but I
Has been a minute. But
I
but we stayed there. You know what I'm saying? We stayed figuring it out and then boom, we here.
we here.
One day I'll be watching you DJ behind Beyonce going, she said she was gonna do that.
Yep.
She
This will
said
be a
she
throwback Thursday.
let us know about the battle. I'm
Yeah,
holding you.
for real.
All right, now it's not because I love rap battles. I love dance battles, any hip hop battle, beatbox battles. I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm holding you to the fire on that one. I
All
want to
right.
see
DJ
you
battle.
in a DJ battle please,
You'll be
please
the
let
first
me know.
one I let know.
I appreciate it.
I'm about to look it up today. Join the classes today.
There you go. All right. So the way that we sign off, I will say pod is good. You say all the time. I'll
Okay,
say all the time. You say pod is good. You got me?
I got you.
All right. Pod is good.
All the time,
And all the time.
hot is good.
Thank you so much, DJ Lala Land.
Of course, anytime, anytime.
I appreciate you. All right. With that being said, we out. Well, at least she's out. I gotta close out the show. For anybody, if you enjoyed that, that was come on, man. Come on. The stories, the inspiration, the motivation, the challenges, the success that we always try our best to bring you guests that will provide and give you a certain amount of value. Some even if you're not trying to be a DJ, there was value that you can get from hearing someone say that from their smallest moment to their biggest moment, it came from them building genuine networks, genuine relationships, giving before you ask. First, let me help you. Let me support you before I ask you to support me. Anybody can benefit from that. That ain't just DJ. That ain't just hip hop. That's not just female. That's across the board, right? I enjoyed it. DJ Lala Land, who I keep trying to rename as DJ Lady Lala Land, which I don't know where I'm getting that from, but yeah, y'all, I will put her IG and anything else that she's doing in the description so you can follow her. Please stay tuned with her. She's doing a lot of big things, and she is a very modest soul, but you can tell she's a big dreamer. She's very talented. You gotta be. You know, people can want to support you all they want, but if you ain't got the talent, you just ain't got the talent. So she's clearly good at what she does. She was in front of the Dodgers for Christ's sake. That being said, this is the Pod is Good podcast. I am Cashmere, California. Pod is good, and all the time. With that being said, I'm out.